And let me say grand rising to each and every one. And thank you for joining us today again in our Nyankopong native teaching. And I see last night you had a great interaction with Nana Chanel. Thank you so much uh, for your consideration. I was multitasking first night because we do have a family unit to deal with, So we're just taking it easy. But thank you once again. I was contacted by Professor Strength, said that he has his his charter already and he will be coming on board. We're just gonna wait a bit longer to see if we have some more brothers and sisters. Sister Angela Wagwan, the nice sunshine country. Hope you're not um in
Grand
Dubai.
Rising, Rasta.
Wagwan Kareem. So Wagwan down Iraq down Dubai there. All the camel them a get washed away. My God.
No, me not get, me not
Today
get
I
to
watch a
check.
video, I made a look on right now.
Me not get to see none of that yet. Me dey on the road, I run up and down and just literally run in and hold a shower and come turn the sun. So me not even check nothing yet.
Yes, Master then said that the powers that be spray the sky extra hard and in a desert all the camel them.
Then
Wagwan Sister Angela.
Medea.
Yeah, envy, Angela. Me envy you right now. Yeah, Angela. At least you can get a yellow heart breadfruit. You know what I mean? Japanese then and a banana.
No, the breadfruit not in there, man.
Oh, no, sir.
I
One
mean,
thing we know,
I do something
eh?
right I know. But me have Ella top and Ella butter out the door.
Pudding.
Whoa! Yo, hey, I one thing with Angela. Angela live her life, people want to know that.
Yeah, yeah, go on well over there, someone.
Me
She a go along well.
damn yard. Me damn yard. Me that. And
Why?
I had two
Boy,
homies.
Angela, you look like a
Them
England. I know you miss England.
boy, we try them thing in America one time, try to do something in the backyard.
I am
At the fire department, them call for me. Yeah.
Nah, I tell you, we don't look at that. We go in a park and light a fire and never come out and say, do you have a permit to light me? I say, I may teach my son how to use natural resource.
well guess what? I think this man that we can't light fire in our backyard.
Yes, I don't know where
Me
they
say
come
what
from.
with?
I don't know where
We
they come from.
go pick up some pimenta. Prevent
Yeah,
sick light up my fire just a while ago. Cause we
yeah.
buy a bag of coal and the coal in my sleep.
Aye. If we get some pitch pint, mama, or some cedar wood.
No man, we have the light over there, man. We go take up some bramble one. Whole pot bramble and broke up and whole pot. Make me one a coal.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I give it up. One Nigel still have a lot of things to send come give we Kareem because they bring up a heap of bush and thing and you know this
No,
we not get teammates in a Kareem. We not get
no,
team.
brother, hear me. Me say me no get for me no get for me
Wow.
no get for care up nothing, brother.
You might
Believe
not
me.
get to up nothing.
I
Wow.
I me get us some chocolate.
No? Alright.
Me no get for bring up nothing serious.
Clap
Me
it.
get some thinking to
So what's happening?
no. Me dey have some sauce up leaf here already.
Oh, oh, busy.
Me get some biscuit too.
We
Aye.
buy thinking for yesterday.
Eh?
You might thinking too yesterday.
Man doesn't thinking to for $400.
Me say me get the thinking to the day before me come back, man, and me just couldn't bring it. Me boss one of them and eat.
I go bust one now WhatsApp juice later.
It's all like big boy. Taste one, taste another one till all done, eh?
Yo, let me tell you the big and serious to the people. Them said that was the they never know what we have until in time we lose it. You know?
Actually,
When they say
yesterday me by thinking
when they say we come from foreign
one man passed me the market, yeah.
go
Thinking
ahead.
to that's tap your throat. But then there's a long time. I never experienced that. So I'm yet to experience that again.
Let me not tell you when they say we come from overseas and we are hunt down we little thing, then can't say nothing to it.
No, sir. Me go back to people when
We
we used to
want it, you know. We want it. But this is what mm-hmm.
yeah. So
All right.
them treat me
As you
well.
know, I'm just then treat you well in the market.
Yeah, man, come here buy from them from your high school.
That's awesome.
So they know me.
I think the one Gary I try coming in the classroom and tell us saying bud
Uh,
like a test by a stick.
soon come.
That is Gary. Oh Lord, Angela put the thing in the group people. Mr. Angela, until you go until people care feelings for you, you know. Go on. Just I tell you. Angela put the Ella bottom, Ella top in her classroom, people. Mighty God, it look good. You
Punch
go
her,
on. What you
punch her.
mean?
Yeah, man, we see it, man. She bad.
Angela put the Ella top, Ella bottom in her classroom. I say, Angela, you have to
Yeah,
stop them.
me see before me come in.
Yeah, man, stop them thing, the Angela. Them thing they really break me heart, you know.
She a try create a little cream on top.
Yeah, you look a potter we call it. You look a
Yeah,
potter
yeah.
potter. You know, if you don't come out good, them will call it flan flan. Right?
I like it with that cream on top, man.
Wonder where all old people get them the language, the flan flan. You can't deal with them old people that charge it.
Makes sense.
You know what it makes sense. Welcome, brother Earl, brother Taylor, and brother Danny. Yeah,
Greetings.
we're waiting
Greetings,
for
Grand
that.
Risings.
Yeah, because Lord, I hope now more than enough space, you know.
Yeah,
Brother
Grand Rising,
Professor,
brother.
Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Let me see if Brother Professor or Brother Gary is trying to get in. Oh, Brother Professor put in the necessary already. Let me ask him see if he's trying to get in. Uh, oh Lord, question. All right, let me see. Wow, we have a full thing tonight. I'm going to get the professor on board. All right, let us see if we can start some information. Tonight is about cultural rights, and we always tell our people that our rights come not from some guy or girl inside of a boardroom. Our rights come from the creator. And when we say the creator, it means our ancestors, which have created this liberation stand where we can meet here and speak freely. Because as our ancestors did, so we do also. Because our ancestors' DNA and blood run through our veins. So we can take that to the bank and cash it. All right, I have a first tape I'm going to play. It's about the history of the Americas. Because when we talk about cultural right, a lot of people like to feel like through them tell them say America first world. This was the first world. This was not the first world. We are, you know, when people talk about the Atlantis. The Atlantis is a real place. Yeah, it's a place where our ancestors ruled through dynasty. You know, wow, we are full tonight. Hi, Chief Gary is inside the house. Aye. Yeah, so brother Strength, actually he's going to run the class tonight, but it's always a pleasure to have I Chief Gary inside the midst among us. Hi Chief Gary, Grand Rising, how art thou? How is the weather? I hope you're not in Dubai where camels are swimming away and those things.
Grand rising family, grand rising, I say grand evening. No, I'm not in Dubai jet skiing at the moment.
My God. You see what happening? I Chief Gary, you see what going?
Yeah, what? The weather anomalies family. Our time is here. Remember, I know you see those places, they used to be
Yeah.
underwater. Those were the bottom of oceans. So the earth is correcting itself right now. Our time is here. Our time is now.
They're telling us that this has something to do with overseeding. Hi Chief. And as you know, they have been, because even with the eclipse the other day, the amount of plane that I count in the sky the day before and the day, they have been tampering with Mother Nature extensively with the HARP machine. So there's a machine called the HARP that it is seeing the cloud and then the cloud creates the from them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
The HARP machine, we all know about that, right?
Yep.
This is correct. Yes, you see the ARP.
Yeah, man.
The ARP is the high altitude aurora research project. That's what ARP
Mm,
means. But you see, when you use a harp, right, what happens is, it's like a ball. And then the problem is, right, when you turn it on, it's like a ball bouncing, but you don't know where the ball will end up. So you're going to get more than what you bargained for.
mm.
So you
I,
you
I,
want
I,
you want a drop of water, but you get a pool of
bucket,
water.
in a bucket. Yes, brothers and sisters, this is where we know that every action becomes a
It's an
reaction.
equal reaction.
Opposite reaction. Yes.
So, as much as it is to the wicked, a plan for the righteous, so the reaction a come for the wicked, we a plan for the righteous, right? Because you notice Dubai has locked their eyes off when it comes down to the suffering of people. There's so much satanic thing are happening at that little place. Some people wouldn't believe. I hear a lady say the latest fetish down at Dubai now is people farting in
Trap
woman
and
mouth.
piss. Trap and piss, yes.
Woman.
What?
Them pay good money for it too.
But this is to show you that the creator, our ancestors, are not playing with them. Because I see some nice leather
What am I
seat underwater down there. Where one of those car can buy somebody a family a house to live in a. Oh, you mean, man? Woe be unto those who know the right and do the wrong, man. Shall be whipped with many stripes. And we must not be envious of the green bay tree where you see a wicked tree, where you see beer
Yeah.
how much fruits under they don't be envious of it because God have a poison them with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wish not wicked.
Opportunity to go down there one time, go work.
You go down there one time
They may get the opportunity to go down there work as a nurse one night time.
and you go down there.
No, me never go. Me actually
Uh,
lost the patient number.
I mean, I tell you now that you down there do the pan
Me
and
but
pee
the
and them sitting there. Until
ancestors know
until
why
the
me never
ancestors
know.
they don't make mistake, Father, as a God, they don't make mistake. Sometimes you have to count your
Yeah.
blessings, Sister Angela. You have to count your
I know
blessings.
me blessing, man. I'm a blessing.
Your blessings. Your blessings.
Me blessing, man. To the
I
max.
chief here.
Real thing. We don't call it Dubai no more now. We call it Dubai.
Duval.
Them a ball.
Duval.
Them a ball.
Dubai.
Yeah, man, the Duval, man. He
A
that trust
ball.
in vanity and have no love for humanity, it shall fade away.
Yeah.
Yeah. He that
Mm.
believe in material wealth and not for their physical health, they shall fade
Yeah.
away.
Yes.
Fade
Yeah,
away
man.
for real.
Real.
The rich is getting richer every day, and the little poor man have
Mhm.
taken away. Oh, me no want free. No
Yeah.
free. But
Come here.
yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Come here.
The earth will not be a comfortable place anymore for the rich and the wicked.
The
The
Mm.
earth
world.
will not be a comfortable place anymore for the rich and the wicked. As you can see, everywhere they
Mm.
go, it's the like I said, Mother
It's a
Nature is searching for them. And like I said, what they call the Middle East, that place
Hmm.
that
Middle
was
East.
under ocean, that's an ocean bottom, and then Mother Nature is gonna come back to reclaim what was there before. And
Yes.
as you can see too, there are
Mhm.
many Nephilims in those places. There are places drying up, like what you seen in Iraq. What they call Iraq is actually Babylon. There was a Stargate
Mm.
there that Saddam Hussein was
There
discovered,
is
and they did not want
okay.
him to
There
have
is
access to bring in those powers. So
Masterfully
that's why they
planned.
invade Iraq.
yes. Saddam Hussein is not just Saddam Hussein, people. Saddam Hussein has been doing time traveling right among us. Just like how you say Prince Charles and you have the so-called royal family. They've been time traveling, because these
Yeah.
cabal, these stargates that they have found, they use them. They've been using them. It's just we now are waking up to see where these people have been tricking us, distracting us, telling us about Christopher Columbus and all these things when that had nothing to do with our story or their history. But let me play this before Professor come. If he doesn't come, we still have material to work on. This is American history. You were never taught. All
Mm.
right?
Mm.
Masterfully planned and executed. During the Civil War, the Constitutional Republic abandoned Congress, which forced President Lincoln to issue martial law. At this time, the Republic was taken over by foreign insurgents who replaced it with the United States of America, Inc., in all caps, in 1871. A corporation that had the same name, the United States. What better way to replace it without anyone noticing that they just got turned into a business and commercialized? Now, this corporation was later purchased by the banking powers behind the Fed in 1912. The Fed was created in 1913. Why did this happen? Well, the US was bankrupt when we sold the United States to foreign banking cartels, if you will. Salvage liens were placed on every asset. Check this out, including the people of the new federalized states. Now let's fast forward to 1933. An income tax was placed on the people to pay these foreign bankers who own the IMF, which owns the IRS. Look into what the IRS actually is. Who is the IMF owned by? You got to follow the money. Who funds it? It's the same people that own the United States Inc. Same few families, and they're not American. So when I say foreign insurgents, that's what I mean. So 1933, USA Inc. goes bankrupt. An income tax is placed on its people. In other words, you and I were turned into property. Look it up. We were turned into cattle, and we were collateralized in order to turn us, humans, flesh and blood, into a means of paying off a massive debt. But the problem is that while you are technically a person, you've entered into contracts that you're completely unaware of, such as your birth certificate, social security number, etc., that are all saying, I consent to being collateralized. You're living as property, as opposed to living as a blood and flesh natural being. On paper, you are property. You are a corporation right now. You might be hearing this and thinking, we're fucked. We're property? Are you kidding me? And that's true. And property doesn't have rights. But here is both the blessing and the curse. There are multiple of you. Just like there's multiple United States of Americas. Sleight of hand, remember? What hat do they want to wear? There are multiple of you. The insane irony in all of this is the fact that they are actually now liable for all of your alleged obligations, aka debts. That's what a debt means. You can play a wrong move in chess and still win the game. And commerce is chess. Their greatest attempt to set us back actually is their greatest weakness. How can we owe debt if the United States is liable for all of its property? If we're its property, then it's the United States' burden to pay our debt. And that is exactly what the law says. I'm going to leave you guys with two different codes that I highly recommend you look into. First is going to be the House Joint Resolution Act 192. And when that occurred, the dollar was turned into what is called Federal Reserve debt notes.
House Resolution Act 192. Remember that.
If we're being asked to pay debts, but all we are given from the system is debt notes, aka fiat money, to pay back those debts, how can we pay a debt with a debt? I just want you to sit with that. They never gave you lawful money. They never gave you gold. They never gave you silver. The other side of it is looking into 18 USC 8, 18 United States Code 8. You're going to come to find out that that's literally telling you that the United States is liable for all debt. All of your debt, the United States is liable for it. How can you pay a debt with debt notes? Don't let that go over your head. They already got paid. Whoever's coming after you, saying you owe a debt, whatever, they already got paid. Why would you be paying it twice? Common law, a completely different, higher level set of law that comes from God, the Creator, is for a natural blood and flesh man. And yet you have been following legal law your entire life, masterfully.
Who's been following legal laws? We all been following legal laws, and it's natural law. We are supposed to travel, right? I Chief Gary. Natural law, not legal law.
That's right. Law is only natural. If it's not natural or unnatural, we don't want a GMO laws or natural law.
Good.
He
You're going to say
Resolution
something, Brother
Act.
Taylor?
He said House Resolution Act what? What number was that?
182.
18. Thank you.
This actually explains the 1933 trickery that happened because now you're part of Brother Taylor, just mute me. Hold on. All right. That was Brother Gary right there. Not Gary, James. The House resolution is when they did in 1933 to put us under this kind of productivity. We all became merchandise, and it was illegal because it was the United States for the Americans, and then okay, I think, oh Lord, my brother is trying to get in. Wow, we can't be that full. My God. The teacher is trying to get in and I can't let him in. I'm gonna ask if one of you could volunteer to go to
May I go
YouTube.
YouTube?
Yeah, go
Me go
YouTube and let
YouTube.
in the teacher.
No. I'll come out. I'll let the students stay. I'll come out. I'll go on YouTube.
All right then. As of next week, I can improvise and get us inside of the Zoom. But I like use this because I get to make presentation. All right. While High Chief Gary make the necessary move, we will wait until the man himself, Professor, get inside. He's trying his best to get inside, and I'm just allowing him to come in. Thank you so much, High Chief Gary, for your volunteer thing. Crystal, studio full, can't get in. Studio, Crystal, let me put this inside the chat right now so everybody can get onto their platform. It's the same link with the studio on YouTube. Okay, here's the professor. He is taking his time. Professor, sorry about that. We have a full classroom tonight. I don't know what I'm going. But Grand Rising, are you in the capacity to run your class now, or what do you want me to do? Grand Rising.
Grand Rising. So what I wanted you to see in this video is basically the truth cannot be hidden. It doesn't matter what society has done. It doesn't matter what people, scientists has discovered. It doesn't matter if it's in ancient, it's in the biggest vault in the whole entire world. It's in our DNA. Whether we like it or not, it's in us. Every single thing in this whole entire universe is in us. Once you connect, you have the ability to tap in to certain knowledge that's been hidden. And Terrence Howard has basically spent most of his life, even though he was an actor and stuff like that, he spent most of his life looking for the truth, and that's what we're all trying to do, look for the truth. If you listen to what he's actually saying, you can count on your hands. They tell us that we have 10 fingers and 10 toes, but
While he takes his time to come back, I have seen the Terrence Howard explanation that he's talking about, but he has sent it over to me, and I think we are going to play excerpts from it, and then he will dissect it. It's very important that we see some of the light people who are making it possible for us to have some more knowledge. Knowledge is going to come from all walks of the earth, people. The babe and the suck, they say, what was hidden from the wise and the prudent shall be revealed to the babe and the suckling. While I wait on the professor to come, I will play his tape.
Wow. I know we're starting a bit late. We're trying to get some stuff loaded up that we won't be able to use, so we're going to do it a little differently now. We're going to do it manually, eye to eye, person to person. I'm Terrence Howard, and I'm so honored to have been invited here to speak at Oxford. Chris is so magnificent. He's been the kindest person, and he's really an angel for you guys because he can bring a ton of people here just with his kind words. How many of you are interested in acting? None. Great. Maybe a couple of y'all. So, you know, I didn't have any training as an actor, right? No? You know, I grew up in a real bad part of Cleveland, Ohio. Wore little girls' dresses for the first 2 years of my life because we didn't have any money for clothes for me. I managed to climb my way out of there by doing a fancy little thing called lying. You know, you guys do any of that? Back in 1986, when I started working in this business, there was no thing called the internet. So when I put my first resume together, since I was trying to go and get jobs, I go knock at doors and go and do castings, and nobody would take me seriously because I didn't have an agent and I didn't have a resume. So I put together a 3-page resume of all the projects that I wanted to do. And I was going to, and I put my name on them, starring in all these things. And that was my first resume. And it got me into the door. And as time went on over the last 35 years, I filled up that thing. So it's no more lies on my resume. It's all truth. But it wasn't lies then, it was what I was going to make happen. And that's what I want to say. Most of what you are trying to accomplish today or tomorrow is the same thing you were trying to accomplish 20 years ago. You're the same person that you were then. If you lose that little spark that kept you motivated, that little piece, like this is my vocation. I love acting half the time, but there's some downfalls of it. You know, a lot of actors end up with personality identity crisis and conflicts because you have so many characters you're playing. And if you really commit to the characters, you become like a piece of clothing and your body becomes what they put on. And the character has a tendency of wanting to own you. They don't let go. What you saw in Anthony Hopkins and Hannibal Lecter, that monster lives in him. That's why we believed it. He had to tap into something very ugly in our human nature sometimes. And as an actor, sometimes I tap into beautiful things. But like with Lucius, and the character I play with Lucius, his life is filled with turmoil. So 90% of the day, I'm walking around carrying his turmoil and also the turmoil for me and my own family. And then how do you have time to really bring yourself back to who you are? Because that's the most important thing. That's the thing that's going to bother you more than anything else. You will look at yourself one day and you won't know who you are because you don't remember who you were. You know, sometime a long way, or maybe at 13 or 14, we let go of the little person that kept us going. That little person that was always there, I got you, man. I'm here, I got you. Don't go in there, I ain't going in there. That person, when we get about 13 or 14, we get embarrassed of it. And we push him aside and we don't listen to him anymore. And he's always knocking. Hey, hey. And after so long of a time, maybe 10, 15 years, you don't even know him. You show up at your own door and you don't even know who you are. Your family doesn't know who you are. So it's important, no matter what you do, no matter what challenges you go through, you remember who you are. You may think you've been here for 20 years on this planet, but we know that energy, it is forever. It doesn't die. It continually recycles itself. So you know that you've been a trilobite 350 million years ago, or some part of it. Some parts of you were part of a pterodactyl. Every one of us have been a part of everything in this universe. So if we tap into those things in ourselves and remember those things in ourselves, we have that power. Now, my vocation has been an actor, and I've loved that. I've been able to take care of my family as an actor, but that's never been my passion. I was an actor because it was like Jesus walking on water for tips, because he could do it. That's what he did. It was a natural thing for him. I've always been an empath. I've always been emotionally connected to everything. But the thing that I was most spiritually connected to, that was my driving force, was physics. It was wondering how the universe really came to be. And I fell in love with this thing called the flower of life. You guys know Da Vinci? Do you know what he spent most of his life trying to figure out? Who in here knows the flower of life? Couple? I'm gonna get you something.
You've started your business and it's time to register for a trademark, but where do you begin? Introducing Trademark Engine.
Because I want you guys to know.
Do you want me to hold it?
Huh?
Do you want me to hold it? Okay.
No, I'm gonna hold it up. I want you guys to know about a 6,000-year-old secret. 6,000 years, mankind has been trying to decipher this one little thing called the flower of life. Now, do you know the flower of life? Have you guys ever seen this before? Now, you know this is one of the oldest symbols in human history, right? Or do you not know? This symbol was found in the Temple of Osiris in Egypt, and it had been molecularly burned into the wall. And it's 6,000 years old. This same symbol has been found in the forbidden temples in China, sitting under the fufu dogs. And the foot on it, the flower of life, saying whoever controlled that flower of life controlled the universe. There were secrets in that flower of life that Da Vinci spent his whole life trying to uncover. There were secrets in that flower of life that Newton spent his whole life in secret trying to uncover the same secrets that Pythagoras was desperately trying to uncover. But the problem was they kept seeing this in a two-dimensional space. They couldn't get it out of this two-dimensional frame, and as a result, they got stuck in this plane, a flat plane. Now, what Da Vinci and all of them wanted to do, they were trying to find a way to bring this flower to life, because what is inside of it? Well, apparently, there were secrets inside of it. Shapes, they got the Merkaba and all of those other things out of it. But they were misled by something I think called a straight line. You guys believe in straight lines? You believe there's straight lines in the universe? Well, let me hit you with something. All energy in the universe is expressed in what? It's in motion. If something is still, there's no energy. Kinetic, right? All motion is expressed in what? You look at galaxies, are they expressed in straight lines? Expressed in vortices. All vortices are expressed in what? Waves. All waves are curved. Show me a straight line in nature. You show me where the platonic solids come from. Where do they have their foundations in our universe? Are there any straight lines? If you look at anything, there are no straight lines. That's been the mistake. We've been looking at these straight lines, this Euclidean way of thinking, and missing the curvature of nature. So here we are, back with the curvature of nature. And you have all these little pieces. Now, this has always been an information system. So compare some of these points. Take a point here and say, well, what's the space in between all of these things? Now, they've said that all the in-between spaces, if this is the Earth and this is the moon right here, all this in-between space is filled with what? A void. There's nothing in the void. Well, I found that there is something in the void. The elementary fundamental particles that they've been searching for at the CERN Collider, the Hadron Collider in CERN, I found that their energy signatures matched perfectly to some of the pieces that I was able to pull out of here. So I'm gonna bring some of those now. Do I have a minute? Am I good? Okay. Now, all of this was supposed to be on a projector for you guys. I don't have that. So what I do have is a bit of a Chanel bag, or an old Chanel bag, a box, as it were. And we're going to talk about a couple of items in here that are so hard to even express here. Afterwards, y'all going to have to just take a look at these. My God, I won't have the time to do it. I couldn't show you, but I am going to show you. I didn't come here not to show you. Now, whether you guys are able to express, understand some of these things, Lord help me, good confused. What I've done is I've figured out about 7 different elementary particles, fundamental particles. And then there were secondary generational particles that seemed to occur. And when these things began to build up more and more, they began to create their own systems. And these systems is what I brought to Oxford, because I would like for you guys to examine them, put them to test, because I bet you will find all the fundamental particles that they've been looking for in the unified theory of the universe. It's a big statement, but I've got a lot of stuff to back it up if given the opportunity to do so. But the flower of life has been opened, and when we get an opportunity, I'd love to show you some of these things. Can I go on?
Yep, you good?
Mm-hmm. I can't, without being able to show the pieces, it's a whole different monster. But all of these wave conjugations, all of these states of matter, all of these things, it's time for that to be changed now. We have changed all of our buildings to be aerodynamic. Our airplanes are no longer based on a two-dimensional Euclidean way of life, but our math is still based on a two-dimensional way. And I think in order for us to reach the future, we have to examine that. Do you guys know about loops in math? Do you believe in loops? Do you know the square root of 2? Do you think that's a loop? Do you believe that the square root of 2 is the square root of 2? Yes or no? Hands up, no? Hello? Oh, I want y'all to take out your phone for a minute then. We're gonna do one thing. Everybody got a phone? Put it on the calculator and turn it to the side so you can get all the long numbers out of it. Okay? Now I want you to put in 2 and square root it. 2, hit the square root, you'll get 1.414213562373 right? Now I want you guys to do me a favor, cube it. It'll see right over there, it'll be x to the 3. Can y'all do it? Have you cubed it? It'll see 2.828, 4271, 2174, 6190. Now that makes sense. I want you guys to do me a favor, divide it by 2. Get that number? Cube it again. Divide it by 2, cube it again, and I want you to do that until the end of your lives. And that number will still come up with 2.828, 4271, 2174, 6190. Any other number that you, above 2, that you put in and you cube and you square, cube and square and divide by 2, by the 6th operation, it has moved into an exponential number that you can't even imagine. Any number below 2 that you do that same operation with, it will go into an exponentially small matter and number. This is what we call a loop. It is illogical, it doesn't make sense, and it does not make math make sense. So these are some things that I'm bringing to the fore and that I would like to question. I would like to audit the math, the world of mathematics, and I would like to audit how we view the Platonic solids, because I think the new wave conjugations will tell a better story of how our world works. And that's it. It wasn't quite what I thought for, Chris.
Yeah,
but I wanted my pictures. You guys got it, and y'all won't even have time afterwards. But I've spent 45 years searching these things out and trying to figure out what the universe really, how it really worked. And we've come to find that the universe, they are abandoning the standard model, the ideas of black holes and dark matter, for an electric model of the universe that is in response to the Birkeland currents and all these things. It's a better version, a better vision of how we should see the universe. That's how I see it, and I think it should be explored.
So just to add some context to this, Terence and I have spent the afternoon together, and Terence has showed me a lot of this and explained to my feeble mind basically what he's theorizing. I thought the couple of things that you showed me that I thought were really good were how you explaining the story about how originally the flower of life, everybody just followed the lines and didn't understand the space, and you have the quite good models in there
Yes.
of how they connect together and how you have managed to put it into a 3D shape rather than just people looking at 2D.
2D.
Perhaps you want to explain a little bit about that.
Yeah, the idea of, like one of the things I've been saying, the Euclidean mindset has kept us so locked away. Like there's tons of paperwork of Da Vinci working on the flower of life and trying to unravel it. But every single existence, every single example, you see him making straight lines and trying to make these straight lines bend in, and therefore he was never able to open it up because all the universe is curved, all space is curved. And as a result, what I was doing in trying to find these straight lines, I abandoned the idea of the straight line. The shortest distance between 2 points is curved space because you cannot force your way straight through space. Even electricity, as it moves from a southern plane to a northern plane, it always goes northeast in its direction. And magnetism, as it expands out, it goes southwesterly. And that's the spin. That's how you always know whether it's magnetism or electricity. It's the spin. Is it northeast or is it southwest? But in trying to define curved matter, I'm so sorry, I get so distracted. Trying to define the spaces, it allowed me to see that all of these in between, what we have been dealing with is these petals. All of mankind have dealt with these petals, but it's these other shapes that we've ignored constantly. Well, those other shapes were the in-between spaces. They were the things that filled up the vacuum of space. And all these particles that I have, I think are the full proof of that. And it is also the full proof of the wave particle argument.
Yeah. Do you want to also explain a little bit about what your intention was in sort of bringing this up, and sort of because something you said was the next step is like, how do you apply this?
Well, here we are on this planet. Can I do that point? Our planet is moving away from our sun at 6 inches a year. You guys know that. 15 centimeters a year, our planet is pushing away from the sun. So in less than 500 million years, our planet will be out of the Goldilocks zone. Will be somewhere near where Mars is, somewhere halfway between there. So life will not be able to be sustained on this planet anymore. So if we're going to be able to sustain ourselves as a species, we have to become interstellar. Not just interplanetary, you have to become interstellar. But with approximations, you cannot become interstellar. You cannot become interstellar with a point that will take you all the way over here with a straight line when the actual event is taking place over here. When you're going 600 quadrillion miles, you can't make a mistake. You need precision. And that's what the math is about. These pieces predict the natural distribution of matter and the distribution of where you can find yourself in that space. And I'm confident behind it. For 40 years, I've worked on this. And I think it's ready.
So I've sat also at lunch, basically trying to get my head around this, and also was very, very, very skeptical. And I put my hands up and say that. And one of the things that you mentioned was sort of about how this applies to, I think it was the electric sun model. And that's where it's a theory that suggests that the sun is powered from external forces rather than what is usually, rather than nuclear fusion, which is the general consensus among scientists. And the reason for that is because there's not a production there's no evidence to suggest that the byproduct neutrinos are there. And
the neutrinos
what Terence is trying to prove, I think, is that because the fact that you can't detect whether neutrinos are there or not, there must be another way in which they're powered. My argument to him is that to suggest that neutrinos don't exist, because we have a lot of evidence to not know that they're physically there, but a lot of the effects and how they interplay with other things, to suggest that they don't exist is not only to get rid of that small theory, but also quite a lot of other huge laws of physics.
Are they laws or are they ideas of physics?
Well, why don't you respond to that and talk about how a lot of people have that sort of narrow mindset? You talked about identity.
Yeah, the identity element, the things that make our math works. Like if I said to you, what's 1 times 1? What'd you say? 1? It equals 1? Now, what would Newton say is that? Action times an action. That's a reaction, right? Anybody in here that thinks 1 times 1 equals 1, then you give me 2 pounds and I'll give you a pound back. And we'll call that even, right? Because 1 times 1 equals 1. An unbalanced equation. What we need to do is, the first thing in math is you're supposed to have a balanced equation. 1 times 1 equaling 1 is an unbalanced equation. But the identity element, which is like the Jim Crow laws of the 60s, they say that anything multiplied by 1 becomes that same number as itself. Well, the laws of physics has to break down in order for that to take place. Action and reaction for 1 times 1 to equal 1. In comparison to if I said, what's $1 times $1? Anybody know it's $1? Well, what's a dime times a dime, or 10 pence?
10 pence, yeah.
10 pence times 10 pence? That's a pound, right? 10 pence times 10 pence, is that right? What about 100 pence times 100 pence? That's $1 times, a pound times a pound, right? That's $100, ain't it? What about a quarter? What about 4 quarters times 4 quarters? That's $1, right? That's a pound, right? Well, that's $4. Now, all of these things are legal. The banks can say a dollar times a dollar is a dollar and give you that. Or the banks can say to a friend, a dollar times a dollar is a quarter times a quarter. It's 4 quarters times 4 quarters, and give that person $4. They can say to another person, a dollar times a dollar is 100 pence times 100 pence. That person gets $100. So that money is generated. And this is all legal. Do you think it's not happening in the banks? This is what 1 times 1 equaling 1 has got us. This inconsistency of our monies and our economy is sitting in the balance. And the rest of our future is sitting in the balance because our science has been stunted as a result of the problems in mathematics, because math asks for the basic laws of physics to break down in order for 1 times 1 to equal 1. In order for 1 times 0 to equal nothing, laws of conservation of energy has to disappear. And math is the foundating laws of math is supposed to support the laws of physics. They are arm in arm. They cannot be in controversy with each other. So we need an audit on the Platonic solids. We need an audit on the square root of 2, and we need an audit on action and reaction. Or we either got to get rid of, we say 1 times 1 equals 1, and there's no action and reaction. One or the other. You can't have both. And until we make that change, we're in trouble. We're going to be stunted as a species.
Great. Should we open up to questions from
No,
the
I don't want to talk to them. Come on.
If you have a question, raise your hand nice and high. You can ask about the physics or the acting. Terence is happy to. Yeah, let's start with
He's a lawyer, physicist. I'm an actor, physicist.
Thank you for coming. I just had a question about kind of acting and physics as well. Just like, I know that you said that physics was your drive and like how you are doing acting. And I just want to know like how you got academically like interested in physics itself, because I kind of feel like they're a little bit different, but I think that the bridge that you have between them are really cool.
No, well, everything is based on chemical reactions. In order for me to become a character, I have to change my chemical composition of how I'm thinking, and as a result, that changes how I position myself, which changes how the heat is generated and transferred out in and out of my body. Everything comes down to chemistry, you know. So acting and physics, in physics, when 2 things are drawn to each other, it's because they are of similar charge. It's not positive, because when they say negatives attract, but cold air drops down. Does it attract to the hot air rising up? No, it passes right by each other, because negatives, opposites don't attract. It's positives that attract to each other. 2 positives drawn to each other, 2 negatives discharge each other. So it's all about physics to me. It's all about chemistry, and it's how the physics, how another actor is relating to me. A slight change in his body language changes my tone. It's all physics.
Yep. I watched this by myself, and I think what Terence is trying to teach us is a new way to think. We were dupes, and we have to, as we say in our classes, relearn most of the things that they taught us. The professor was trying to get in, he's still trying to get in, but his phone is giving him problems. He said that I'm gonna give you a text basically from where we were Kent in kindergartens. We were never told about 1 to 10. We were told from 0 to 9. We keep forgetting the unknown and the unseen. We must always add the God particle. So what is the God particle, people? The God particle is the 1. They only tell us from 0 to 9, but it's not 0 things start from. The 1, just like what I've been telling you about Neo and the Matrix. The 1, they want you to forget about your powers. They want you to not count your existence in all of this mathematics that's going on. And the first thing you have to recognize is yourself. self-declaration. If you don't declare yourself, then you're going to be in limbo. That is what Brother Terence, because they always tell us that 1 and 1 is 11. That's lie. We need to use true physics when we are dealing with our mathematical advancement through this celestial world. We have to program ourselves to see beyond what they're telling us. The professor is texting to me saying, but whether we like it or not, we are all part of it, and it is a part of us once we start on understanding the truth about who we are, then then we'll realize that the sky is the limit. It says it's full. You go back, I'm trying, you change your phones, professor, but I'm trying to read what you put there. He's also in the chat, and it hurts me when we can't relate to the professor because he's very deep when he comes on to how we put things together. He changes data, and it's giving him a problem. But anyone have anything to say as far as what Terence and the professor is trying to tell us to do? The next thing I want to emphasize is why do they call it sleep? You know, when you go to your bed, with them call it sleep. Do you call it sleep? Do you know why they call it sleep? Anyone can tell me where that spell came from? Where them call it sleep? Them put you to sleep. All right. It all come down to how we see that whole transition. It is not only physical, it's spiritual also. Because when you go to bed and sleep, or when you rest your temple, it's a healing, mental and physical healing. And it's a celestial thing too, because you do come out of the resident of your body. You reside in your body, but you can come out of your body. And a lot of people do not see it in that way. Prophet is saying you are a creation of you are of creation, and creation is a part of you. We made the rocket fly. Nazi has to come to America to fly to find the answers of flying to get into space. They put us to the side on the bench. We are not in the game. We have been traded to other cultures. All are unified. India has launched on the moon. I am trying my best to chat with, and China is in space. What the professor is telling us that everything that they are putting together is out of us. You and I, the Nazi, after they say they were going to rule through Germany, they're ruling through the place they call Timeria. Anybody ever hear the name yet? Tamaria or Timeria? That's how they got the name America. Because we are the real Tamarians, aka the Khalifa, the real indigenous brothers and sisters. We were traveling long time through the Atlantis and other outer rims before they give us the story of Christopher Columbus. Yeah, there's more pyramid in Tamaria than even in Egypt. Egypt is a graveyard compared to here.
And older.
Oh, here is older than Egypt. Those buildings, you see, they say that built from how long? They didn't build it. They found them here. They created great murderation, just like we see them doing in Palestine, and eradicate the people and then name the place different. Clinton Street, George Washington Avenue, where these Homo sapien or or these people come from. That is their history, not our story. And that's why we're digging up a lot of what is coming up. The European American is in space. We are the only group of people that, if something was to happen, we would be left in the dust until. We already know how to be interstellar. We have already been interstellar. Our bones are designed for test celestial travel. Remember, yeah, we have brothers and sisters who live on the continent of Africa who told them about the Sirius star long before NASA come and say them find it. Which this is what we have to understand. NASA has never been out to space. NASA has never been out there. They must show with some pot cover and some frying pan bottom, I call them planet. They now know if they have never left the planet yet. The other day, Elon must show them, say a firmament exists. The globe where we live in have one ceiling where them can't go through.
Yes, I.
Yeah, man.
That's why them constantly have to rock it up there to try to break it. And understand so what's above is below.
Yes.
That's why I believe the eclipse the other day, you know, because it's only America and Canada show darkness. I was driving in Kingston, it was bright. People in England that drive and they say bright.
Mm-hmm.
And we get video from who say the sun get covered.
Hold on. Was it from the Criminal News Network you were getting that video? The Criminal News Network. CNN. That's what it named.
Yeah. Well, I recognize.
Yeah.
My wife got look a video there with one what them call it them glasses there.
Yeah.
So when she do the video with the glasses, me see one look a dark thing near the sun. But if you look on it with just your bare eyes, you're not seeing one damn thing.
Nothing. Yeah, one guy was in America, say people take out special glass to look. So him go borrow neighbor glass and him see. But other than that, him not see nothing.
Yeah, but who make these glasses with them people? I start to people on the side of the road. I sell glasses 3 days before. Who give these glasses to sell? And that's what I know.
That's why as soon as I put it on and look up them, me take it right back off and say I eat that thing that.
You only can see eclipse through these glasses.
Yeah. Yeah, when the eclipse. So yeah, ellipse your brain.
Yeah, because they ever try to put you back into a frame of mind that they are in control. How come them can't tell you say an eclipse will come 45 years from now? An eclipse will come 50 years from now. But them can't tell you when an earthquake or bust. Them can't tell you say a hurricane or farm your son gonna do this kind of damage. Don't you see that they're playing with us? They're playing with us.
Yeah, that's why they put one man to jump up and down on the earth and plant one flag and saying God moon.
Yeah, out in the desert, him go do that, mama. One night when they sleep, them bring Hollywood, aka Hollywood, go in the desert and do the trick. Cause remember, so we're under a spell, you know. If you're using witchcraft to control us, what is witchcraft, brothers and sisters? Illusion.
Illusion.
Witchcraft is illusion, where somebody put them hand in a fire and pretend say nah burn them, and then you know, like idiot, go push your hand in a fire when they burn you until they say it's because you are not powerful as him. Witchcraft, you are being bewitched. And
me stay and smell of this. Me stand up and smell of the smoke.
no, but let me ask you, where did you see that eclipse coming through, brothers and sisters? What they call it? A tell lie vision. A tell lie vision. AKA a television.
My sister said me.
Really and truly, me never get my thing from the telly. Me go right outside in the backyard and put and look up there with the so-called glasses when my wife get and give it to her as soon as I look on it, it right back. Cause in my head, me supposed to calculate with my pure lens in my eye. I don't need the other
Exactly.
lens to see nothing.
Exactly.
Remember, we are dealing with wizards. These wizards will have things to fool us, and it's up to us to maneuver what they're trying to put in our brain. All right, we have the
Mm.
we have the power to do it. My brother has said something to me. I think I will be running across it. He is outside of the classroom, but he is definitely giving me some material. We have to open our eyes, man. I don't know. What y'all think about the borrowed time that they say we're living on right now? Because they say that anytime Israel hit um Iran, it's going to be something diabolical for somebody.
When they say that.
Yeah, because Israel said that they're going to fire back shot on Iran. But I don't want to get in that list of American inventors, list of African American inventors and scientists. Brother Trent is sending me something. The list of African American inventors and scientists document many of the African American who have invented in multitude of items or made discoveries in the course of their life. They have ranged from practical everyday device to application and scientific discoveries in diverse fields, including physics, biology, maths, and medicine. Professor, try coming back into the class now, please, before we sign out. Because you're giving me a lot of information, but I can't focus on all of them. I don't know what I'm saying. African American have been the victim of oppression, discrimination, and persecution throughout America today, with an impact of African American innovation, according to a 2014 study by economist Lisa D. Cook, which linked violence towards African American and lack of legal protection over the period of the 1817 to the 1940 with lower innovation. Despite this, many black inventors have been responsible for a large number of major inventions. Among the earliest was George Washington Carver, who, whose reputation was based on his research into the promotion of alternative crops to cotton which aid in nutrition for farm families. He wanted poor farmers to grow alternative crop both as a source of their own food and as a source of other products to improve their way of life. A lot of inventors will put that in the class so we can be empowered by that sort of information. Professor, I am. Hold on, let me see what Professor is saying. Without us, there would be nothing. They have only beer. They've only been here for 150 years, not 400 years. Brooke Gregory would not have changed the calendar. Pope, let your offspring know they are, let your offspring know they are it, if they are the creators of civilization. In other words, the professor is saying that we must have things in our house to remind our offspring of how powerful we are. How much of us right here have a picture of His Excellency Marcus Messiah Garvey in your house? How much of us have a picture of the blonde hair, blue eyed guy, Jesus, in our house? The
Me not
truth,
have that.
truth, within yourself.
Me not have that.
But you had it in your house before. Some
No,
grandparents. All
no, we
right.
never. My
Me bun
grandmother
them,
never like them kind of picture there in the
bun
house.
them picture them man.
Even we used to get almanac from the supermarket with them picture there at Christmas time. We never used to take them one day.
I question everything.
But on a serious note, how much of us have our ancestors or our young or offspring to look up and ask us questions?
Well, no, me will start collect them stuff there.
Yeah,
I'm not teach
we
to
have to
one
do
them
that.
everything. Yeah.
But I can bet you, all of you from America have a dead president in our pocket, don't? With one dead ancestor for the dead, for the oppressors walking.
I
Yes.
have Mama Nanny in my pocket, man. My offspring them know them, man.
Um,
Papa Marcus.
no, but anywhere I go, I'm gonna tell you, I went into the federal building and I wear this. This is, I have a aunt and I have the portrait of His Excellency Marcus Messiah Garvey.
Can't see it,
Anyone,
can't see it.
you can't see it.
All right, yeah, me see it now. Yeah.
Anywhere that I go, I hear people ask me, who is that? And by the time I said Marcus Garvey, it's like it break a ice. Oh, Marcus Garvey. Is either they like him or they fear him.
Mm.
Yeah. It's either you rate him or you disgrace him.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you do any of the action, them, me I go know. Because if you say to me, if you say it's Marcus Garvey and say, okay, me know say
Mm-hmm.
something you read
Something
about
negative.
that fact. Did and if you speak from the picture and say, oh, Marcus Garvey, oh yeah, I heard about it, you know, so you read and know about it.
Yeah.
So it goes back to you and I, taking our ancestors and walking with them. They're here with us. But just like how
Every time.
if you don't claim your or declare yourself, the ancestors them not gonna declare themselves to you. Let them not know who you be. You don't even bust a buckle of water and do some libation. I'm tired to talk about that. Every day you get up and you feed your temple. You're cooking nice potato pudding. And you're not even throwing down 2 pieces out there.
Hey.
Hold on there, hold on. Ancestors can come back as a chicken, them, as the lizard and the ants,
Hey. But tell us something, man. In a January, I burn a fire with my grandmother yard. I may tell you up to 2 nights ago. Some guys that talk about it say, what? Him go on next place up where him live and do it. I mean, I tell you, people want to do it. I say, yeah, man, every month we do that. Every
Yeah, man.
month, everywhere we go, we are do it. It's a
Yeah, man.
lifestyle we must take up.
Yes. I buy a bottle of water and just eat for night. But just find a sacred ground where me know say have certain significance. And me just throw out the whole of water.
Mm-hmm.
A bottle of rum, wine, me throw it out. Anything me know my ancestors long for, I give
Yeah.
to them. Anything me know them long for.
Over
And
there.
anything I long for, they long for it too.
I go
Yeah.
Manchester the other day, and my friend give me a bottle of I think a bottle of Malta. And
Yeah.
when she opened it, me do so to my ancestors. She said, what? Me and my ancestors not drink out of the same thing. Me say we not drink out of the same thing. We are drink together.
Oh, you
That,
mean? Yeah, always our ancestors are always as my grandmother tell me, 10,000 on the right and 10,000 on the left. And I want to feed all of them.
Yep.
I want all
Yep.
of the things now. You see, anytime me call upon them in my time of need, them I go all possess people to come and work for me. Because spirit can
Yep.
possess people and control their mind in a man. And them
Yep.
kind of power that we have in people.
Yep.
We,
I bet.
we have them powers there. And again, when you do the libation and you talk in a certain language, yeah, it evoke their spirits, bring them up. Anybody burn sage a morning time, or even on the weekend, you walk around your house with your sage and you utter your words, them and you're burning and your house up. Yo,
Yeah,
more on the,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
more on the connect on the cultural, on the culture,
You know, say,
system.
me na stay in one big house when me come here, and the other from 2022, me
Yeah.
start burn sage in that house when me come. I mean, so feel some kind of way in the house, and somebody that tried to make me feel afraid, say, before the house built, when the land was abandoned, somebody hang themselves from the back. I'm gonna notice when I go to the garage and I go up the step, me I smell a kind of sweaty male smell when I go up the step. And I go through and I say, yeah, you stay there. Think me afraid of you? Go to England and I get some sage and I come back down the steam and I bring down whole heap of sage and rosemary bush and thing wrap up together. You see, before me enter the house, I like that. And right through the downstairs reception to the garage, up the stairs, the whole house me burn out with that. For the last 3 times me come back and stay there, no problem. Me one is big 9 bedroom house. Me not midnight, anytime of night, me get up walking in the house there and look come, me not feel nowhere.
And you know why them call it spirit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Word, words are powerful, and
Yep.
word of spirit. When you
Yep.
see emperor drinking white rum and blow it up in the ear and wash him face with it, your
Yep.
ancestor need to smell you. You ever go get
Yep.
to a ram goat and start biting you before you even reach nowhere side of the ram goat, you smell it. And
Yeah, man.
when me a little boy I grew up and you smell all banana cut and ram goat, your granny will tell you say, so and so that.
Mm.
Yeah, our ancestors
They
have
both.
sense. You can smell them. And them are the goat. And where the goat is the greatest of them all. The
Yeah.
goat, the greatest of all
Oh.
time. Goat.
Yep.
See?
I
So
true, I true that because I remember when I started my nurse training and the building that we were having it in, we have to come out of class early one day because they have a funeral. And the perfume that they use for that lady there. When we start work at hospital, sometimes that smell it just come up on me. I mean I say, wait. Remember that smell it from somewhere.
yeah, yeah.
I mean I say, yeah. I say, yeah. Back in that school, me start my nurse training. I say, "Right. The spirit
Mm,
about for real.
yeah, man, right there, man. Yo, me a
Yeah, for
walk,
real.
me a walk already and smell ram goat. And the ram, no goat not around me near center. Put up, me smell it rank.
Brain.
I'm having a nice. Yo, them there,
Yeah.
them there, them there. And they're powerful.
Mm.
Our ancestors, they were powerful in their time and they are powerful in our time. And nothing no change.
Me tell myself say anyway me transition from me come back so me I come back strong, and I
Yeah,
continue with me left off from
yeah, yeah. You know what I want to learn? I want to teach us how to give worship. Because that's another thing that we've been tricked for, people.
Mm.
Amen. Amon Ra is not a God.
Mm.
No, it wasn't a God.
Okay.
Not in the celestial form. And what the Catholic Church did was the Catholic Church have us praising images and likeness and not ourselves.
Yeah.
We have to learn how to use words again. Just like how I tell about libation, we have to learn how to use our words and be powerful in our words. Language is if they can use a language like the English language to put it under a spell, you must know how powerful word is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The
That's
spell
true,
is the English language.
say my daughter sent me one CD, one song earlier on late last year. I'm listening to that one song, but I started to listen to a whole heap of song from that lady there. And the ancestors make me know say and a song. They're affirmation.
Yeah.
I miss it. Me uncle, my auntie-in-law mother died the other day. Send it go gear. Me say, them song yeah are the best song to sing in a church. One I sing out of the Adventist hymn now. Are some depressing things, you know. Them the song they not ready. I remember one time I go to America and I just go sing one song, Higher Ground. I'm pressing on the upward way. Some 14 years ago. And I come back to England and me put one next song, sing two songs together. I want Jesus to walk with me. Then me say, you don't want Jesus walk with me. My God is walking with me. I'm pressing on the upward way. You know, and when I listen to the lady song, I mean, I'm so grateful. I'm blessed. Breathe. All shall be well. It is well. I them sing everything in a church.
Yep.
And when I go through a little down time, and at that time, I say, me talk to church, you know, man, because me I tell them, you realize I mean, I get nothing to me, you know what? Me turn on my yard and sing that song, and I feel more joyful. Feel more joyful with that one, the man. But yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
words is really powerful for
Words are powerful, man. Very, very
yeah.
powerful. All right. It's 21 minutes after the hour. Anyone have any question before I go into this? I want us to be this to be our parting theme. I don't think Angela had gotten any of it, but this 5 minute thing is blessed. I have been tapping into my thought as far as my quotation and my Asian language goes. And I think we need to keep it. I share this in the group, and it's very important, very uplifting, very inspirational. Thanks to the professor who had shared it with me. And when you go onto this page, there's several other things that will just open up your mind and take the anger out of us, because we've been calling ourselves under this spellbound word black. Black is a
Mm.
spell. It brings anger in us. It brings frustration in us. It brings fatigue in us, because our spirit don't like to be called that word. Our spirit don't want to be called that word, because that word is blocking us mentally, spiritually, and physically. Anytime I
Financially
notice,
too.
yes, I notice anytime that someone is having a reason with me and them going on this argument to the BLACK, the spirit just get dark. It's not at the person I get dark at, you know. I get dark at the fact that they're casting a spell without even knowing
Mm.
that they're
Re-
casting a spell.
Real thing, man.
Yes.
Even
You
today
can't
that happened to me.
yeah, you can feel your blood a boil,
Yes,
brother night.
yeah, yeah, man, yeah, man.
You
They
know?
not eat why the people that bleach themselves, so I don't
Then
understand that
yeah,
the overstand or understand the reason behind it, and just I use chemical and mess up themselves.
yes.
Mercy.
I have to be mental prepared. But I am going to play this now. Any question before I play it, brothers and sisters? All right, hold on. So this is how we're going to leave us tonight, in a pleasant frame of mind, so we can get culturally connected to our ancestors. And this is to reassure us that hey, we are in control.
Only when the last tree has been cut down, the last fish been caught, and the last stream poisoned, will we realize we cannot eat money. There are two wolves fighting inside all of us. The first one is evil. The second one is good. Which wolf will win? The one you feed. When you were born, you cried, and the world rejoiced. Live your life so that when you die, the world cries and you rejoice. It is better to have less thunder in the mouth and more lightning in the hand. Listen, or your tongue will make you deaf. Seek wisdom, not knowledge. Knowledge is of the past. Wisdom is of the future. The weakness of the enemy makes our strength. Do not judge your neighbor until you walk 2 moons in his moccasins. They are not dead who live in the hearts they leave behind. There is nothing as eloquent as a rattlesnake's tail. It is less of a problem to be poor than to be dishonest. A brave man dies but once, a coward many times. Make my enemy brave and strong, so that if defeated, I will not be ashamed. The bird who has eaten cannot fly with the bird that is hungry. Cherish youth, but trust old age. Wisdom comes only when you stop looking for it and start living the life the Creator intended for you. Not every sweet root gives birth to sweet grass. Take only what you need and leave the land as you found it. It is no longer good enough to cry peace. We must act peace, live peace, and live in peace. When a man moves away from nature, his heart becomes hard. Beware of the man who does not talk and the dog that does not bark. Our pleasures are shallow. Our sorrows are deep. It does not require many words to speak the truth. Don't let yesterday use up too much of today. If a man is as wise as a serpent, he can afford to be as harmless as a dove. Poverty is a noose that strangles humility and breeds disrespect for God and man. Remember that your children are not your own, but are lent to you by the Creator. Walk lightly in the spring. Mother Earth is pregnant. Ask questions from your heart, and you will be answered from the heart. There is no death, only a change of worlds. What is life? It is a flash of firefly in the night. It is the breath of a buffalo in the wintertime. It is as the little shadow that runs across the grass and loses itself in the sunset. Which quote did you like the most?
Yep. I think that that's a lot of things for us to marinate on, as far as how powerful we are, who we are, and what our purpose is on planet Earth is. As I said, it's such a joy to see every estate, every one of you come like flowers inside the Creator's garden, including myself. And it's not a race to see who can bloom first, but to bring out the best in that product that you have to offer. Yeah, that's why we always emphasize that, hey, this journey that we're on, it's more than just coming together. It is teaching and learning from each other. My theory and my quote is, what is man that the creators are mindful of us? Have you ever been in a plane and look out the window? Can you see a man walking from a couple thousand feet in the air? You can't even see not even a building. So what is man that we're mindful? But at the same time, we are the caliph or the creator, but we must know that we're put in a position. We are experiencing life in a physical form. Consider it that way. As spirits, we are put in this small little container just to experience what it feels to walk on the earth, what it feels like to drink water from the spring, what it feels like to eat the fruit from the tree. Because when you're a spirit, you can't eat them things there. You have to eat spirit food. So we know is experiencing a spiritual living in a physical form. And that's why I always say, even though we are powerful spiritually, we are more powerful physically. But we need to remember the spirit, because the spirit is more in numbers than the physical. Because every ear out there is a spirit. And if you can control the ear spirit, trust me, the physical will get an easier part to work with. I hope what I'm saying is understandable and we
Yeah,
can
man.
learn from it. Yeah. You can't
That's
just
why
live and
me
like
tell
some
mom,
boy.
me tell
Go
mom
ahead.
to this, me not get no general practitioner
Yes.
the permission to take care of this entity that's my spirit are traveling now. It
No.
was given to me for a reason, so the ancestors and the universe will tell me what to do when anything goes wrong.
You ever witness a dog in a yard, or a dog of a certain time when go eat grass? I would tell him to go
Yeah,
eat grass. I want to think about eat grass, man. I
they
clean
clean
them up.
themselves.
Take wash out, man.
Did he get a prescription from
Yeah,
a PA?
I want to tell you something. My dog, when me have my herb plant, I bring it in because I New York me there. I eat them, I eat half the whole of the leaf, you know.
Yeah,
I have to
man.
hide it and put it up top, you know.
Now you have to boil. We have to boil them herb tea game, you know, because remember say it's natural in this water too. Yo,
Yeah.
we have the bird no go college. You don't see go a university a degree to make nest. And they
Nah,
said then they said instinct in me and you.
exactly.
But we make them doctrinate us and tell you say, no man, no name spirit. Your eyes. When you see a black cat 2 times, what you think of what? In the matrix them say it's a glitch. But for me a little youth, I grew up and me see a black cat run past me. My granny said, Lord God, the day mash up, you know. Something me have to go. Me do something what me have to go look into. And it wasn't about you see, if black is a magic. The word
Yeah.
black is a magic word.
Mm.
And it is under spell. Because hear them tell you again, anything black no good.
Mm.
In
Them
black
they contradict it because some of them say black is beauty, and
no.
they say anything black no good.
No, but you have to remember that James Brown, when he get up and under cocaine and talk about, I feel, say it loud, black enough. That is that just come like Kinte Conte, when the man a beat the man to do it and I say, what your name? I said where James Brown did not do it, but he did
Mm.
not do it musically. Say it loud, black and proud. Say it loud. A force in your spirit,
Yeah.
something for accept where your spirit no normally accept.
Can I add? Can I add to the discussion?
Go ahead. Oh, come on. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, there's also a contradictory too, because when they are financially set, they say that they're in the black. When they
Oh,
put on put on them best suit, them want put on black suit. When they
them a
want to feel, when they want to intimidate you, say like the cops or somebody, they put on their black
It,
uniform.
yes.
You know, so it's contradictory how they use the color.
No, black can be used as a force and it can be used as a spell. Now, they know that when they use the word black in the sense of intimidation, like a policeman wears straight black. Him know when you look from black, he has the funeral done.
Yeah.
Yeah, look from coffin. These are psychological things where they use it to subliminally control us.
Yeah,
And by you accepting the word black as a description of yourself, you then lose everything, man. You lose all of the battle.
I can't go interview the boy if we wear black. Go interview.
Ah,
The other day, me I go court. My daughter said to me, say, Mom, we wearing to court. I said, me I wear
full
work.
suit of
She said, Mom, you supposed to wear black to court. I said, black? Me now wear no black go court. Me I wear a light blue shirt and
yes.
one blue pants. And that me I wear go court. And then me go hear say, it's best to wear gray or blue stuff to court.
Yeah, because they want to have you under a submissive level.
Mm.
Submit you. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But we will not be submitted, brothers and sisters. I wanted to just bring that across to us. Anybody did their copyright yesterday and got it good with Nana? I hear brother Taylor said that him got through properly, which is good.
I got as far as doing the I paid, but
Yes.
Nana said there was a page that was supposed to write my name in different formats.
Yes, yes. Back,
I,
front, side, up,
I
bottom.
didn't do that.
Yeah, you have
I
to
did.
do that.
Is it after you pay or before you pay? Do that?
Before you pay, because them are register and them are register, so you have to pay. You have to write it up and then you send it in and then you swipe your thing.
Oh no, that's why not good for the things on this small screen, you know. I
On
want
your
to be able to write my name.
If you don't, if you don't complete it, if you didn't pay for it, you can go back and change it.
yeah, man, you can go back.
All right.
Yes.
I'll go.
I think maybe Saturday we may get a bigger chance with Nana. Um and see how much we can get some more information out. But
I'm gonna try and do it on the laptop instead of the phone and see
yeah,
if
yeah.
that would work out. I don't remember who said last night they did on two devices and something happened.
Yeah, and he said that brother Taylor was saying that any device you started on and that your the algorithm is going to recognize when you go back to finish up
Oh,
the work.
okay. All right. Let me go check for my pudding because the cinnamon I smell. The place I smell nice.
You want
Yeah,
more you do.
put
You
a
more you do.
slice. Put a slice.
More you cut a slice and just throw it out
No,
and call with name. Just say,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
no.
Nyankopong.
May I go
Nyankopong.
put may I go
So
put the whole pot and then
Yeah.
we take a little piece and throw it out. We all
No,
throw it together.
no, you physically, so you have to cut piece. Don't just throw you out Nyankopong a morning and when you
Yeah.
see and the ancestors, yeah, our ancestors them a come near and piece of your cook it.
All right then. May I go definitely do that for you when it cool
Yeah.
down.
But in the morning, like, do it a morning
Yeah,
when
when it cool down.
you get up, you fold everybody up and you
Yeah.
throw out your piece of pudding. That's your offering where you give back for everything what them do for we.
Now young couple.
Young picky book. Anything else, brothers and
All
sisters?
right.
Yes, yes, yes. I have a question.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, so there was a conversation that took place earlier today, right?
Yeah.
And so because I am not a frequent attender of church, I have not been since I left my home, my mom's home at age 18. Okay, so
Yes,
I don't really know what the protocol is or what it isn't. But someone was
yes.
saying that is someone that was born here. They were saying that they the pastors in church don't like for you to wear red to come to church?
They
Is
don't like.
that like for you to wear red to come to church? Is that something that anybody here has experienced, or is it just something that happened here in America? I mean,
Well, you know that red is another blood red is another witchcraft color that can be used and signify for a lot of things. But
mhm.
the maroon red is a warrior symbol. Because you have red and then you have blood red. You know. Whenever you are going to church and you wear a blood red, remember saying blood of Christ, them a drink it there, you know. And them a do cannibalism there, you know. So it's
Mm,
a church is another witchcraft. Them turn the healing centers into witchcraft centers. So you know, the
right,
church usually be our hospital and
right.
our places where you go
Yeah.
and then you on the bell and your bell
Mm,
would have to react to your spirit and take out negative vibration out of it.
right.
Yes. So these are symbolic gestures that all people know about. The red, as we say, signify the blood we run through with vein. Just like the wine where them a drink, we say them say a Jesus blood. Because a science, you know, say a science you practice when you go to church though. From how the chair them
Rituals.
set up
They're all
to the
rituals.
a straight, even the floor with the checkered color, a
Mm,
straight witchcraft, you know, man.
All rituals. Even the
Yeah.
Catholic Church incense. That's a
Yeah.
ritual.
Holy water and them sitting there, a
Uh,
straight witchcraft, yeah, do, man.
the cross of them have as ankh. Our symbols again.
And them fling it up upside down while them a swing it sometimes, and you're not even see it. I know say all of these things are practiced in the back room before the congregation come. The deacon, the bishop, and the choir people them have their meeting about what the sermon going to be about before you come in, and you just go partake in the synagogue of Satan sacrilege.
It's
Yeah,
it's
them get them script.
it's a frequency and an energy and an extraction. Draw away from because them alone know exactly what energy them going there with. So that
Yeah,
them
man. And number look, you see, the church is about control because the church have to deliver you to the politician, you know. The
yep.
pastor job is to deliver you to the state. That's why you see, after them done dock you out of your mother belly, then carry you go do what? Christen you in a church. What is christening? What is christening, people?
I'm a tight that sense.
They are taking over you spiritually. Cause them done dock you out of your mother physically, you know. So spiritually, you can go put you under heavy science now, under the church, so the Pope can get in full authority. Yeah. Anyway, I have to put that on. Tomorrow evening we shampoo some more, my brothers and sisters. But as usual, you know what I mean. It's been a pleasure. And if there's nothing else, we shall be victorious. We shall have be.
We shall have a
We shall be. We
Back
shall
upon, back
be.
upon.
We shall have. Shall
We
have.
shall
All year, all year, all year, all year.
Unity and empathy has no place among the human race in this transition. When we live in love and harmony and show respect with unity, only love can set us free to fight injustice wherever it be. Just said the hungry must be fed, but man can't live by only bread. We have the future in our hands. Let's take the trot to the promised land. Jamaica, Ethiopia, America, calling, Nyankopong.